Oh, I didn't bring my background up. Whoopsie daisy. I actually sit in a dark forest or in a dungeon. Just ignore the special effects. Oh, running a few minutes behind, folks. It's okay. We'll get there. Hope everybody's doing well. Banjo and Hondo are here at least. They're on time. They might not have
Evening, everybody.
Like me.
Mm-hmm.
Darlis is at an event with his family. We'll be with us shortly. Varus is always usually bumbling, stumbling around in Costa Rica. Is that right? Where's he at? I keep
Dominican
forgetting.
Republic. Yeah, no problem.
God dang it. I can't ever get it right. Where the hell he's at?
Where you at?
Oh,
Hey.
there's one more. There's Ruckus. All righty. We're getting close. Getting close. Exciting times. What map did we had the Sword Coast map up, didn't we? Oh my. This one? Yes, it was. Oh, it's not a replay. Oopsie daisy. Off the timer there. Boom. Good to see a few people. Oh, I've got a hey, Windsor. I think he's actually streaming on his channel. That's Windsor's the gentleman I was chatting about that I didn't even know was a neighbor in the area and plays on a few D&D streams and has his own. Small world. Hey, Gypsy. How you doing, sweetie? Yes. How was class today? I don't care. Mommy was mean. And Level, it's good to see you. Level Dead does his own D&D, and he's a artist. Thinking about maybe chatting with him. Want to try to see if we can twist his arm, get a commission work done with him for maybe a gift, maybe for the holidays or something like that for one of the streams. I'll pay for a commission for a lucky winner for one of their D&D characters.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. He was streaming last night doing some test draw. Was it last night or not? Yeah, it was. Or was it Tuesday night? Level. I was chatting with him for a while. He was streaming live while he was test drawing a lady, female fighter.
Hello.
There's Varus. All right. We've got our 4 players. Dirtless will be joining us when he gets home. We'll wait for Varus to get connected in and we'll get started. Pick up where we left off last week and get the group moving forward with their plans. Was that a cat? Damn it. All right. Oh, all right. I think we've got everybody in. Make sure everybody's loaded up. Bruckus and Vars, you will look in the combat tracker and you will see your minions are there. Those who are yours, I put your player name in parentheses behind their name, or in
Okay, cool.
Ruckus's case, also the lizards.
Oh yeah.
Um,
My slaves are ready.
now you command them, so yeah, just letting you know that they trust you with their lives. Sure, how smart that is, but
Yeah, I'm gonna get me a compulsion weapon. Use it on them.
Mars's minions, I don't think are long for the planet. But I could be wrong. All right, is everybody in? All four of you got everything loaded? Bars, Ruckus, I think y'all are I can just checking.
Yep,
I
I'm
think we're
loaded.
good to go. Bars, you good? Everything loaded up?
Yep.
All right, folks, we're going to get started. Yes, like I said, we're missing Durdless. He will be joining us as soon as he gets home from a family event. But we are our Thursday night D&D with the Deadbeats as they continue onward and back down into Out of the Abyss. They're home away from home. Their home being this hidden shrine of Tomoa-chan, which they're yearning for and are ready to get back.
Yeah, we never left.
Yeah, they may not have. That's what's actually kind of funny about this. Is that
Stop giving that idea.
high possibility that it's going to be all one big bad dream. And wake up back in the shrine, in this poison-filled rooms of that horrible place. But anyway, let's do introductions. Uh-oh, here come the dogs. No! My wife, the dog trainer, has no control over the dogs. It's gonna cost me.
I heard that.
See, I told you. Come say hi. Would you like to come say hi to the minions? She hates being in front of the camera. All right, let's do introductions, get this game started, and see what trouble we can get into. Hondo, you're up first.
I'm Hondo Bazamek, a mountain dwarf and loyal cleric of Doom at Dawn.
Varus.
I'm Varus, the favorite druid, protector of the forest, and master of disguise.
Ruckus.
My character is a mountain dwarf barbarian who is seeking to prove himself in the Underdark once again.
Benjo.
I'm Banjo. I play our swashbuckling bugbear rogue, and I have a whole group of thugs with me now.
That they do. They all have thugs. Well, I should say that except for Durdless, who, like I said, will be... Oops, let's get Durdless's character sheet. We don't need that map right now. The rock gnome wizard, who has his trusty sidekick, Wobble the Weasel, but now has this... Yes, he has this lumbering, stumbling shield guardian. What's up, Bad? Good to see ya. Just in time. We're just getting started. That he has control of. That if any of y'all watch the Monday Night Crew, Anilius has one, and he puts it to devastating use. Almost lost it last week, or Monday, but he is good to go. So we pretty much did a huge RP get together last week as the group came up out of the abyss on the Underdark. After fighting off the contingent of Drow that had been pursuing them on and off after they had escaped the Velkenvelv prison and made their way out, went into Long Saddle, finding not much there that did them good. Ever present voice of reason, Eldith, got the group to head to Gauntlet Grim, her home, where they found out that her dad is none other than Bruno Battlehammer, the king. He has basically restored this dwarven citadel and is bringing it back to life with the great forge of the area and trying to reestablish the dwarven stronghold. After reporting to Bruno and several members of each faction of the area, the best determined was that the guy should go back and continue on their brave work. It was best for the Sword Coast for Faerun if they were the best choice, the best option available to head back down and determine what the hell's going on and put an end to this demonic uprise that is happening in the Underdark. Each of the individual characters met with a representative of the faction, and after either chatting with them, relaying with them, or even with Endurus case playing a game of chess and valiantly losing, but was able to acquire the Shield Guardian. They have minions, basically different sets of class of warriors or thugs or thieves or all the above. Lizards and their riders, and is basically an entourage, a recon force that is to head back down into the Underdark to head toward the Zentarum holding of Mantal Dareth, where there is possibly some arcane information and basically a place from which they can then proceed to use as a base of operations and determine the next best course of action. Banjo was able to meet with the Zentarum and went over the minions, and the Zentarum that are with him know the way to Mantle, and they will lead accordingly. You're there to find the giant stone library of Graven Hollow, whose vast lore might provide some clues as to what has brought the demon lords to the Underdark and possible ways, or what to do to vanquish them back to the evil abyss from which they came. That being said, after getting this worked out, they also Ruckus came up with the idea of calling upon the MacLeod clan to begin to bring supplies and basically get a kind of a way station area where they could run supplies up and down from the passageway that they escaped out of, and then use that to get stuff back and forth to them when needed, so that they weren't just kind of bumbling, stumbling on their own back down to the Underdark like they were before on their way up. And so that is in the process. What else happened? The wedding didn't take place, so that's to come. And I think actually Eldith is going to stay behind so she can prepare for that joyous day. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Did Praetor get a hold of us now that we are out of the Underdark?
While we were out,
he should probably check in with you, shouldn't he? He's been kind of busy lately. He's got this wild group of women that are down south at y'all trying to determine how to remove and get rid of Tiamat, who is basically trying to be raised back, actually be vanquished from where she has been sent. But we should totally check in with Praetor, don't you think? Maybe? Golly, totally forgot about him. How could we do that? They are rejects after all. That's up to y'all, I guess. Y'all could try to do an ET maneuver and phone home. He may be on vacation right now. No, actually he can bring to the party that an understanding of what's going on and the dangers that you face, that this time outside of what Ruckus has done as far as setting up the supply chain or getting that into play, Praetor is going to actually bring to the table, has sent a helm of teleportation And what the helm will do is that it's got a receiving node that's going to will stay with Brunor. And when y'all need to report or send back information or get information to Brunor, what's happening, or if there's any type of needs coming from the overlands, is that the helm will allow one person to zip back and forth with the teleportation spell and come back to be able to report, ask for things, or do things back to Brunor himself in his private chamber. So we have that. Now, I don't know which one of you wants to carry the helm, but you may do so. Basically, that's what he's gonna bring to the table.
Dirk's the magic guy, so maybe he'll.
All right, we can give him this. Well, it's it's up to y'all.
Yeah, I'd be all right if Dirt has it. He has that beefy tank with him, so.
Yeah, and because after hearing what was going on, it was that the issue was the casting spells and getting in and out of the forays. If you remember, has some of it's can cause havoc with what's going on in the Underdark. And with this helm and the control stone, it doesn't have to be an actual spell that you'll have to cast and worry about. That it's going to be built into the helmet, which will allow to get back and forth quickly and easily without the use of having to actually cast a spell. And that's the main purpose of it.
Sweet deal.
Okay.
How often can it be used?
Once a day.
Wait, once there, once back, right?
Yeah, exactly. And only one person.
Right.
I will put it in his.
Otherwise, I'd be checking in like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, every time I wanted to take a.
Yes. Helm of Teleportation. He's got it in his inventory. We just got to remember him. I'll code it up. It's not really much code other than it'll just allow you to someone to zip back and forth. Other than that, does anybody, the discussion was, and the Zentarm and what y'all were chatting with, actually not Zentarm, but Brunor had the way for you to make your way down through the bottom chambers of Gauntlet Grim and to get into some of their, still areas that they're working on cleaning out and defending better and all that you could get to the Underdark, or you may choose, if you need to take the party and go back up through Long Saddle to where you know the exit cave is from when y'all came out. That's really y'all's your determination. Originally, I think we said last year we're going to go out the bottom, but honestly, you can choose either way to head back the way you came in or a new way.
Did that one guy ever catch up with us after he dealt with that creature when we left that area?
Well, Jim Jar did. No, remember when it did? It was a big pop, and they both disappeared.
Yeah, so he never caught up with us.
And you haven't seen him since. No. All his do was to get out. As he began to shimmer and float in the air, and he basically, with a head-on attack and all that, of some force and power that even shook Dirtless, of a nature that was unlike anything y'all have seen before, and he used it and said, this is what he was tasking the group to do, was to get out, find out what's going on, and get this evil vanquished.
He went poof.
Well, that area where we faced that guy with Jim Jar, it's a pretty direct route down to Blindenstone, right?
It's close by it. Y'all had to travel a little ways to get to it and then go up. But yes, you could. You do know, or semi-know, the way back. Shouldn't, if you needed to make your way back there. Not an issue.
So, I mean, that might be the best entry point because it's a known point underground where we could set up the next base of operations.
Mm-hmm. That's totally up for y'all. they also, to discuss was that, that you can use once you get to Mantol, and they, actually, I don't think they've actually told y'all how close it is. It's not that far either. Let me bring up the Underdark map. Where is my Underdark map? Okay. So here's where you're going to. Let me give you all the map here. Back down, and you will find out. I don't see why it's a big issue. You weren't. Damn it! You weren't shown it before because it was just to hide it from y'all. So let's say that y'all kind of came out. Let's put it somewhere like there. That's kind of where the cave was to run yourself.
Might as well go back the way we came in then. Or came out.
And we're supposed to go to Mantal Dareth?
Yep.
Yep. It's right
That's
there,
correct.
pretty close.
Mm-hmm. It's basically you're finding out. So here we go. Kind of purty. You haven't seen it yet, but that's what it's gonna look like. It's been known. What's up, Alpha? Good to see you. And DJ, yeah, good to see you too. It has been a neutral outpost for some time now, for many centuries, where all of Underdark creatures and surface dwellers meet and trade without fearing for their lives. No, it's not really a proper town. It's basically a trade hub. And the Zentarum basically kind of run most of the surface dweller area of this establishment and organization, which doesn't surprise some of y'all because of just who they are and the Black Network and what they are about. And they, though they have, and your guides will tell you, they kind of know the direction where there's at. They've been told that has, they have not, been in the group that was there, that none of them have been down to Mantol for some time now. Word hasn't, there hasn't been communications with the area for a while, but they kind of know the area, and that's where they think the best place would be to start.
I'm kind of thinking check in on Blending Stone and then head over.
Yeah, it's on the way, right?
Pretty much.
It's up to y'all. It's not that far off, I guess, the beaten path.
Yeah, let's make our way back into the Underdark.
Okay. Away they go.
So, Ruckus, is your family or clan ready to do what it's going to do?
What do you mean? Do what they're gonna do?
You were going to set up a supply chain?
Yeah, I mean, I sent word through
Mm-hmm.
through the Dwarven network, but it's gonna take some time to get the message to them, and then for them to mobilize.
And Brunor said that he would get supplies, understanding that he would get wagons and things moving that direction to assist in the maneuver up there, and that yes, it would take some time and to get the route moving, but with using the town there close by and getting the wizards possibly to help. At least get the road protected to some degree, that this shouldn't be an issue as far as protecting the overland part. It's a whole different story once you get down in the Underdark, but you can at least start, get to Mantol, proceed the Zentarum to check in and get a layout of that area, and determine where to proceed next. While this chain can then be solidified from the cave entrance exit over to that city, but it will take a little time, no doubt about it.
Yeah, is there any chance we can turn this area that we're in right now, this little entryway, into like a more defended position? Like kind of build it up a little bit once it gets to that point and enough time has passed for them to set up.
Where's did I pull? So Durless. So you have. So remember, let me pull off our. We don't have our shield guardians anymore. So there was just kind of a hallway that went up and began to a little kind of a bricked off entrance up there that headed down here. But that's about it. So, but can there be work done on that? Sure, because it looks like the part of this area, this what you kind of came in and out of, was semi-structured some time ago. There's not much left up above, but yeah, I mean, there's no different from you, no matter where you start, as long as it takes some time and some hard labor. Why can't you make it an outpost?
Perfect.
That was I assumed that was your plan anyway. That you
Yeah,
were gonna do
it
that
is.
at the top.
I wanted to make an above ground defended position to kind of protect it if in case this place falls, that it's like like another bastion against anything coming out of the Underdark. Because this path we're on is pretty much a straight shot to the surface.
It was. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Done. In the works. So I think you said that y'all were going to. Let me see. Yes. Into the depths, and you were going to head back to. Head to Blending Stone. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the Zentarum. Let me see, which ones are those? Let me look. That's like. All right. So a neutral. Who were the scouts? I thought, was that yours, Ruckus? Let me see. The
S's, yeah.
I think so.
The Zents are mine, the Z's.
Okay, Brim, Dwarf, Breastplate. Okay, yeah. So Ruckus has got the scouts. So basically, in the discussion with the minions and all that, is the thought process is to kind of put them into kind of a structure, a hierarchical structure for y'all to make things work. Is that, y'all have the inner circle basically that, will be the, determining factor, the generals of, what's going on. And then from there, assigning or maybe having someone that's part of the NPC group is basically like a sergeant or lieutenant, that could then kind of give the different groups of these individuals the task which may be before them. Then, you'd have a scouting party, and then maybe like, a rest of the bulk of the group, like a main force that would lead and kind of delegate some of the activities that need to be done as y'all proceed to move out, foraging, cooking, repairing, doing guard work, things like that, setting up camp, so that some of the mundane stuff we don't, you can do, not that we've dealt with it before, but it's just kind of laying out some of the tasks that need to be handled, and then y'all, plan on from there, conducting them and giving them things that they should be doing as they move along, because they do report, if you can have them just as a group report back to you only, or you can kind of set up kind of an organizational structure if you want to what you want, who's going to be scouting ahead, what are their orders to do things, or if you're just going to have one big ass marching party mumbling down through the Underdark and you just take things as they come in front of you. There's that discussion. and they look to you, the 5 of you, to determine how's the best way that you want this entourage to function. Or do you even care?
I'm gonna have the scouts. How many scouts do we have?
You have 5, I believe,
Okay, so with me,
and the lizards,
Or-
they ride on lizards, and you all. Oh, I didn't. You know what I do? I forgot to.
Yeah,
I
we all
forgot
have
to
lizards,
add.
right?
Yeah, I forgot to add that. So I'll do that. Crap! I forgot to give you all lizard mounts. Oops, daisy.
Are we all
Yeah.
gonna have lizard mounts or just the guys?
That's a good question. What did it say? Because would the rest of them, would they all have lizards mounts? Holy moly, that's a lot of lizards.
Oh yes.
I mean, you could just play them like horses, where they're
That's-
not like combat.
Yeah, because
Can I have a chariot?
oh my
I
god,
just imagine myself.
I mean, what do
going
giant
through-
lizards even like? What is their?
they
their whole
so
thing?
they're basically, they have ability to climb. They have spider climb, and they got a bite, and that's it.
I want a
so-
chariot
You know,
so it can be pulled by the lizards.
Yeah.
he'll be way behind y'all because it'll break down all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to treat, he's giving you some lizards. We'll play them off unless for some reason I'm not going to add 30 darn lizards to the
Yeah,
combat
for sure.
tracker, you know, but they're,
Yeah.
so here, and I can send you one of them. That's kind of like their stat sheet,
Okay.
just so you see it. And,
Is there a way to make this something I can access permanently?
that's what I thought you could. You used to be able to, and I may have to put,
Thargus' riding lizard.
if they're NPCs, can you? Let me see. If I put the
If they're on the map, yeah, if they're on the same map, then we can click on the icon on the map.
well, but that's the issue of putting all these damn. If I put them in NPCs, do you see under? If you open up the NPC,
I can't. I can't open. I can't open the from the combat tracker.
no, go to NPCs over on the right. Do you have that? Do you have that box available to you?
Yeah.
And then go to new, or I don't know. I don't know what shows up for y'all there.
Mostly just like basic animals.
Okay,
Player's handbook, yeah.
you go to new. If you're under your group, is there anything there?
No, it's blank.
So how do I show my Fantasy Grounds DM boober heads?
Can you drag it into the NPCs thing?
That's what I did. I've got one over there
Ah.
right now, and I'm trying. I know there's a way to share. I thought
If you right click it, can you make it visible to everybody?
that's all I've got is delete and create item, and this way I've got it. I've got them ID'd. And
What
then,
if you put one on the map? Can you?
Yeah,
drag
if you
it
put
from
one on the map, I can access it that way.
Yeah, well, there's well, so
And I'll keep moving it around with me so you don't have to.
Thargus. So this is, but I have to
There
remember
we
to do
go.
that all the time.
Yeah, so we can double click and access that G now.
There's got to be a way to do it from NPC, because if I go down and look at my shorting, I can say I can show what's shared on NPCs. And I knew you used to be able to open up an NPC stat sheet. I don't remember if I've done something wrong, or maybe it's a setting. I'll research that, because I need to. What I would want to do is drag all the NPC sheets over here, so y'all have access to them. It used to be able, you could do it from the combat tracker if you clicked on the shield on the right hand side of the combat tracker. I don't know if y'all have a shield.
No,
Not
it changed.
anymore.
It's
Okay.
like the effects thing now.
Yeah, it's all okay. So there's been a change somewhere, because you used to be able to do it. So I will determine what that is, because I want y'all to have abilities to see everybody's stats, their weapons, their stuff that they can. But for lizards right now, you're all riding them, and they are just standard mounts, except for the 5 that came with your scouts, Ruckus. They will have a little bit extra ability because they were specially trained. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So with that being said, so yes, you have, and I've basically done some reading on this, how to handle this large of a party and all that. Is that, the really a good way to do it is that, a scouting party to kind of get up ahead and be able to provide intel and get you prepared in case something's up, an encounter's going to happen, and may or may not get ambushed. Can't tell you that that's not a possibility, but that's talked about a lot. And then get building outposts, which you've already, the guys have decided on, and so you were going to have the one starting here that kind of provides the tunnel way down and kind of strengthen. Also figured you'd want to solidify the end tunnel down here underground. And then the next one would be, the thought was that it was Manitol, unless y'all decide somewhere else. But that's
Okay.
boom. So, but the party, go ahead. Sorry, Vars.
Yeah, how many slaves am I supposed to have?
None. You
They
should
are
never
not
have any.
slaves. They are. They are.
They're indentured servants.
They're.
Yes.
If you look in
I
the
forget
combat
what
tracker,
why they really are.
listen to me. They're in the combat tracker. If you look beside each of their names, I've got y'all's name in parentheses. I could reverse that if you want me to, so that you can see real quick when someone comes up. I was talking to Hondo if I could even change their tokens to put your name like R H V B as the token, so you know that it's your person. It's just I don't know a better way other than what I've done right now is putting your name in parentheses behind who you control.
Yeah, I saw that. I just want to know how many.
Well, you've got a combat
All
tracker.
the G's.
You can count. I think all the G's are yours. Yep.
Yeah,
No.
all the G's.
No, because
Okay.
the G's are lizards too. I don't
Are
know
they?
why. Yeah, why would they give a G? What the hell's a G for? How about we change that to an L?
Ground mount.
I don't know. We're gonna change.
Okay. That's what I was asking because I saw that I had like 8. I have like 8 slaves according to the combat tracker.
His guys are dead. They don't even know it. They are walking the green mile, baby.
Yeah, I'm sensing dwarven insurrection.
Yeah.
So am
I
I.
told you that I already have compulsion on them. They won't know anything.
That's really what you want to do with the people that were put under your control. Oh,
So they know
my.
about as much as
All
Varys.
right,
is scared.
Ruckus, I'm going to change the lizards. Yeah. I'm going to change the lizards token to an L.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, folks, while we're still taking care of that. Lizard, you have
How come
4, I think. Go ahead,
How
Rhonda.
come Varys's guys are so
Yeah, it's
low on hit points?
got
Because
times.
that's who they are. You hear? Hold on one second. That's what they are, I think. Let me look.
They're
Lizard.
dwarves, right?
I thought they were like shield dwarves or something.
Hold on, I don't. Lizards. How many lizards have you? There should be 4 lizards. Lizards. I thought. Lizard.
Yeah, his are 5 dwarf guards. So those guys aren't guarding much.
Boris has got a medium humanoid dwarf. They are just guards. Yeah, they don't have many hit points.
Oh man, those guys are gonna get slaughtered.
Well, that's part of what you'll be doing with, I would assume, unless it's just total abuse, but the supply lines can possibly be used to call in reinforcements for those who, unfortunately, are...
Ooh, replacement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I mean,
Go ahead.
with 11 hit points, they shouldn't even be down here.
Once again, that's who he was given. All of them are that way. There's Varys has got, well, this one's a spy, so he's got guards and spies. Not all
okay.
his are, okay? Yeah, he's got some other ones here.
I have 5? Oh yeah.
You've got several. You've got spies and guards. Now, Ruckus, I thought you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I thought you had, I guess you only got 3. You were
Yeah, I
with
wrote
the
down
order.
3.
of.
So the guys that have the S are the spies and my fight.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So he
Oh, that's.
Ruckus went to the Druid group, the Emerald Enclave,
Yeah.
and
Sorry. Yeah. He
got 3 scouts.
personalized scouts. Yeah, he did. He only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he's got. Yeah. I thought there were more. I apologize. I teased him. Yeah, Varus has I think the large number, but apparently they, like I said, won't be for long on this planet.
Oh man, the dwarves.
Four dwarves.
Oopsie daisy. All right. So basically back down. Let me see now on the travel back to Blending Stone. I was trying to stall a little bit as we were seeing if Dirtless hopped in, but we may have to deal. If there's
He'll
going
pop in
to,
at the perfect time.
holy moly, I got something already. What came up? Ambushers.
Bye bye, dwarves.
Now you fight to disappear into the dark, into the shadows.
That's going to be a lot of burial rites, man.
Okay, so we need to also talk about in this scenario. Let's go to let me bring up the party sheet, and let's go look at. We've got our marching orders type deal because we really need to kind of plan out. If y'all will open that up, is really knowing how the structure of this entourage is set up. You know, basically front, first, last, middles, side, as a plan, because you are going to face some encounters that are going to test. There's just no doubt, the way this module's set up and what's going on. And so I kind of need to know a little bit better from the group how you see this task force set up and maintained. Oh no.
Well, I got 2. These fighters I have 58 hit points, so I could have 2 bringing up the rear, and then I could put. I'll keep one by me, and then I'll have 2 that are near Dirty to protect him.
Well, he'll tell you about if you don't know about his shield.
No, I know
guardian.
he has that
you
guardian.
Do? Okay, all right.
But
that's fine.
My guys can move in and attack whoever is attacking him, and then I'll have one stay with me. And it almost seems pointless to have them be near Ruckus and Banjo because they're so mobile. So that's what I would do with my guys.
And you have a total of 6?
I have
5?
a total of 5.
5, okay.
So 1 stays with me. 2 I'll have near Dirty, and I'll have 2 bringing up the rear as a rear guard.
Okay, how about we do?
Because they have 17 AC and 58 hit points, so that'll give us time to react if we have to.
Okay.
And then can you put one on the map so I can see? Do they have any ranged? I know they have swords.
I will be more than glad. Really, that sucks. I apologize. Here is Hondo. And I will put... Okay, so let's just do this for a second.
So they have heavy crossbows, and they get 2 longsword attacks. And it can also use a short sword, so it gets 3 attacks, which is not bad. And it can fire a crossbow if it has to.
So it makes 2 long sword attacks. It makes... No, he just has 2 attacks.
The veteran makes 2 long sword attacks. If it has a short sword drawn, it can also make a short sword attack.
Okay. Why would you do anything different then? I guess so. That's how that reads, doesn't it?
Could we equip them with shields and bump their AC up by 1?
Sure, I would allow that.
Because I would do that rather than have
Instead of
them
instead of the short
attacks.
sword. Yeah, certainly. Okay. So if they've got shields, your guys.
That's 2 AC, isn't it?
Shh.
I believe a shield is 2, yeah.
Okay.
But
So-
I'm not positive.
No, I think he's right. Well, you can open up the equipment guide and just in the player's handbook. It's easy to do. You just go to equipment, and I believe he is correct on that with armor. Is that a shield adds 2 to your AC?
Yep.
So you've got little tanks now. So
So
I
they
have
2 attacks and they're 19 AC. That's not too shabby.
All right, let me find yours, Hondo or Elias. Because y'all can't make these changes, damn it. So I have to do it. That's kind of irritating.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please what? Hello?
Sorry,
Oh, you're talking to somebody else, sorry.
I was muted and then I unmuted and then I muted myself again.
Alright.
What kind of weapons do my guys
I
have?
put one of y'all's tokens on each of the map. But I said, hold on, let me pull this over. And Vars has you've got a dwarf, but he needs a spy. There, I think. Banjo, Hondo, Ruckus. Yes, there you go. All right, so I got oh boy. 19. 19.
Oh, multi-attack. That's cool.
19. 19. And 19. Boom. Done. Hondo.
Perfect.
Okay. So you should have your guy there for the moment till I'm going to research, since I'm not streaming this weekend. I will figure out what I'm missing or what I forgot to do here to get the group into NPC so y'all can pull up their stats. I know there's a way to do it. I just can't remember what's happening.
Sounds good.
Okay, but back to this. I was going to. That's still a lot of tokens. Ruckus. So Hondo's kind of placed out his 5 guys. You're.
I'm gonna have 2 scouts out front.
Okay. And the other 2?
I'm gonna put the other 2 flanking us on both sides of
Okay.
the main party.
Yeah, kind of the left and right. All right. Banjo, what about your crew? He's got, looks like they're all thugs. Did we lose Banjo? We can't hear you, Jack. If you're talking. We lost him. No.
Do they have range, or what are they good at?
They have heavy crossbows, they have pack tactics, they have multi-attack, but they don't have high AC. I was thinking of putting them on each corner, maybe like with Hondo's guys or something. Two on each corner, I mean.
Okay, because you have how many yourself, looks like?
There's 8 of them.
8 of them. Okay, so you've got plenty. So
Yeah, just have them take position with their heavy crossbows behind like Hondo's guys, like in combat.
Yep,
Yeah.
perfect idea.
okay. All right, Varus, what are you doing with your
Well, the
Troops.
lovely, let me check, well, I want 4 of them to carry me on their backs and the rest to put a protected circle around me.
I think as a sign of their allegiance, they should have to like dye their foreheads blue or something.
Yes,
They
they
have-
have no will.
Yeah.
They have no will. I have them.
They have to dye their scrotums blue to match his face.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Think about it.
Welcome to the Rejects, folks. If y'all haven't tuned in before, this is what we're famous for.
Yep, we set the bar high in this group.
Yes, sweet.
It's real highbrow comedy we got going on.
All my groups. So,
That's not comedy. I just need to be laid back. I need to rest my blue ass.
Bars, what are you doing with your guys?
No, for real. That's what I'm doing. 4 of them to carry me on their backs, and the rest to put a protective circle around me.
He wants one of those thrones that they can carry him and then like slaves.
I know.
if
I know
if
what
I
he's
can
doing.
have a little palanquin with me, yes.
Got a big blue Xerxes over here.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of the name. Thank you, Xerxes. I could not get in my head for a second.
Hondo, you should teach your guys the testudo.
I don't recall what that is.
It's a Roman shield fighting technique where you interlock your shields.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right,
it's Turo, you said, right?
Absolutely. We'll be drilling that all the way down.
Alrighty, I have to. Sorry, folks. I'm having to look at what they've done to me here now. I thought I had what? Where are all the maps I had for y'all? What the hell is going on? Oh, it's because I got sword in there. Derp, 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 derp.
I'm gonna make Thora my second in command.
You can do whatever you choose. Easily done. Yeah, the dwarves will unionize soon. Yes, well, actually, it's going to be yes. Varus's group will unionize and then revolt, and he will be found.
They have no fortune on their brains. They cannot decide anything.
How you gonna hold that the whole damn time that's going on? And what are you saying you're casting? Because I'm about to quash that with some forays in the Underdark. What are you trying to do to them?
That's something special. One of my friends inside is trying to do.
Yeah, well, as soon as you go down underground, the forays hits and the spell dissipates.
Let's see what happens.
Oh my God, he's actually wanting to do this. All right, he will get his way. Because I say no too much to my group sometimes, and it upsets them. So we're going to have a Furbolg Xerxes. We don't know what's going to happen down in the Underdark to the group, and when other minions see what's going on.
So is there actually like an apparatus that they're carrying him around on, like a
he's in
broken down
charge.
wagon or something?
On their shoulders.
All right.
I'm pretty big and they're dwarves. I need 4 of them to carry me.
All right, the group has made.
I like random strength checks on the dwarves to see if they drop him.
Oh, there's going to be a few pits along the way, little, like Bangkok highways that are high up above, and they're possibly going to lose their footing. And away he goes over the side, falling down an endless pit that never ends. Just continues on, onward and onward, downward and down and down.
And they're gonna rescue me. As soon as they see me falling, they're gonna jump right behind me.
All right, we're gonna get we're gonna get moving onward here now. They are beginning to make their way down, and the understanding was, let me get rid of this map, is that you were headed toward Blending Stone, and you can reach Blending Stone fairly easily. Your scouting party's kind of feeling things out. You will bypass a few different other little raiding parties that you have seen, some drows. No one, when you got down to the encounter that y'all had at the beginning of the exit way. Looks like the bodies were still there, even though they were fairly well gnawed upon, rotting away. There was a good bit of the cavern area was damaged from the attack that Jim Jar took out with the Yokelol, and you basically leave notes or basically understand that your people from above will come down and clean that. But that's looks like no one that had not been discovered yet. That they.
What about with the priestess's body? Is there anything of hers left?
I thought y'all got that stuff already. Did y'all not?
I think we were moving pretty quickly out of there, so.
Stand and fight. Encounter. So you basically had, so we forgot that they had 2 rods. There was a tentacle rod that's the main priestess had, that she was kind of a whipping type deal, and it was slashed out with these long snake heads and all. And then there was the other one, the guy was using the globs. Basically, it was big snot boogers that hit Banjo and solidified him in place. Dirt showing up. He's here. He's connecting in. And so you found those, and could claim them. Don't know who would want to claim them. And you would then, have access to them until you went up outside.
Well, we haven't gone outside.
No, when you found them after the battle.
Well, we didn't find anything after the battle because we fled, right? We were running.
Yeah.
We didn't
search anybody.
Oh, I thought.
No, remember I was fighting, and then that explosion.
Oh, that's right. Well, shit. Then these would be here. Then, well, fine. We'll put them.
Finally, procrastination prevailed.
It pays off. Okay, hold on a second. Now we got a ton of crap in the party sheet. We got to do something with this. Some of it
we didn't get rid of our stuff.
Really didn't sell it off anyway. There was not going to be much to do. You probably get some pricing for it.
Yeah, we'll just make Dirtless go back up and sell it next time he goes.
I'm not going back up top.
We'll find. Hey, Dirt, let me turn off my.
Yeah, you don't know. You have a.
Hey, what
Okay.
You have this helmet that lets you teleport.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna tell you what you missed because we actually was kind of slowly stalling.
The audio was horrible. Is that me?
It sounds like it. Reconnect. Pop out of Discord and pop back in. Because I heard him cracking up a little bit. I don't know if it was y'all, if y'all heard that too or not.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
There's some healing potions, some giant strength, invisibility.
There's definitely
a lot of
some stuff, and then there's some junk stuff like that. But things to sell. But let's see, did he?
A gourd of healing. What the hell is that?
It was.
Sounds very important.
Yeah, so it's just an extra.
It's just a potion.
2d4.
It's just a potion, but you found it that way. Yeah.
The bone dagger.
One of the rooms or things y'all discovered.
Good
Okay, so let me put these the tentacle rod and the one of viscid globes. Now, so that's identified, but it requires attunement, and it is.
Oh, that stone of controlling earth elementals looks really important.
Yeah, they gave that to.
Oh, the tentacle rod is insane.
And then the wand of viscid globes. Let me.
Is this a clean out your inventory type of night? Is that what?
Well, we were talking about it.
Well, we got minions, so we're
yeah, that too.
Yeah,
setting up our minions and.
Okay, so you've got your minion. So now you hit Dirt. You've got your shield guardian. So and he's an NPC.
Some
so
of this thing was just supposed to be old.
And you also
I'm
what
gonna
you
take
need
this ointment.
you need to make sure that when you bring the shield guardian in, that you bring his effects.
How do I do
Also,
that? I just grab
Just
the
drag it
shield.
onto your drag it onto your character in the inventory.
Yeah.
All right.
Dirt, because he's got on his action tab.
The
he's
Nothic
got-
Eye of True Seeing.
He's got his conditions immunity, and if you expand that out, you'll see he's got an
What we
effect
just
that
got?
you drag your. Well, there's two things I'm trying to get. I want you to be prepared. Make sure you always check that he's got
That's
two
actually pretty
traits
good, too.
that you need to drag on the shield guardian all the time. Make sure they don't come off. And you do that, and you just drag those over to him on the combat tracker. Okay, and they should stay on. Sometimes they don't, and so, but they're kind of important. One's his immunities, and the other one is his regen while in combat. Put those on when you can, please.
One of you guys needs to get that tentacle rod.
Yeah, who's going to use that? That's pretty great.
No.
I think we should just have a leather harness made for Dirtless to just house all his rods.
Well, this thing's like a little flail or something.
Yeah,
like-
makes
it-
3 attacks plus 9 within 15 feet.
Is it finesse?
It's just type rod. It's weird.
Yeah, so
It's a whip,
it,
so
it
it's
attacks 3 times per
Yeah.
attack
With each tentacle.
with a +9 bonus. That deals 1d6 bludgeoning. If you hit one target with all 3, it has to make a DC 15 con save. Or on a failure, its speed is halved.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on
That
dex
would be
saves.
something. Yeah, that would be
no
something that would be
reactions for a
really
minute.
good for Banjo because that's like a gladiator weapon.
That is pretty insane.
Can you do that? Can you do that in your offhand, or switch your other weapon to your offhand?
I suppose I could use a rod in the offhand because I do use a dagger,
I mean, that's how I wield. Never mind.
but like that's a lot of attacks. It's,
Yeah, that'd be great, especially with your sneak attack.
yeah, but he only gets
shut
well,
the
but
guy
it,
down.
Or better
it
yet,
has to
Wield
be
the
a
rod in
finesse.
your main hand
He
and
won't. Yeah, he won't
your
get the.
sword in your offhand because that has finesse, doesn't it?
Yeah, he has to have.
Right,
He has to
yeah.
use a finesse weapon. The
What about
rod
the
won't give him
Wanda
that extra
viscous
damage.
blob?
I assume you're taking it because you're the
To wand.
magey guy.
that thing's insane too. It like basically freezes.
Yeah, for like an hour.
Throw boogers.
That's some good crowd control right there.
Alcohol is the weakness to it. Oil or etherealness. That's how you melt people out of it. You gotta waste alcohol? No.
That's right. That's right. Okay, Dirt.
Do Ruckus, do your scouts use daggers when they enter melee, or do they use
A war picks.
war picks? Okay.
Dirtless? Is he hearing me? Are you? How did I go? I've been muted this whole time talking to you guys.
Yeah.
We were listening.
I'm like, no one's responded to me, and how did I go mute? Oh my god! Dang it! Okay, this is sorry, folks. This is definitely the rejects tonight. Dirt, I need you to open. So on your shield guardian on your actions tab.
I opened it.
Okay.
Oh, on
you've
my
got-
actions tab. Okay.
And your actions tab, you've got 2 effects that need to be put on the shield guard, and you've got to pay attention to them. There's this condition immunity and his regen. They're coded, and you just drag those effects and drop them on the combat tracker so that they're loaded all the time. But so I just want to you just got to make sure that they stay on, and then that will give them all.
They were on my action tab or his action?
On his action. He has his own character sheet.
Yeah, okay, I saw that.
Okay. All right, and then down his traits.
Condition immunity and regeneration.
And he's got effects. If you hit the magnifying glass, you'll open them up, and you'll see then drag those effects onto him in the tracker. And if you do it right,
I'm trying to find him now on the track, but the tracker.
He's at the bottom.
Huge.
He's at the very bottom.
All right, there.
There you go, and the other one. No, you dragged it on twice, Goober. You should have the regen one. There you go. Good. Okay.
Right.
So, and you've got the control amulet, which you're wearing, which is what allows you. You can read his stats, but as long as you have it on, he will do what you said. You've got a spell to store in him that you need. You need to determine what that's going to be, and then you will be up to you to make sure that when you take damage and all that, that as long as he's close by, that you can take up half of it that will hit you and drag it over and give it to him instead. We just need to know. Okay. The other thing that you have is that contributed to part of what was going on is that you have in your inventory a helm of teleportation. And that is a back and forth. It's a helmet. Allow one person. It's usable once a day to get back to Brunor at what's his play Gauntlet Grim to report. Give updates, check in, things like that. Send messages, and he's got a control stone. He's got something there that will the helm will hone in on, allow you to teleport there, do your state your business, do whatever you need to do, and then bring you right back to where you are when you left. And you have the helm right now. Nothing to code it. It's just basically something we just need to make sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And y'all are on your way. You made your way back down. You're being guarded by two of Hondo's shield guards. Is that right, Hondo? I think you said that they're walking along with him and the shield guardian.
Yeah, I mean, Dirt and I usually run pretty close in the order of travel, so they're kind of just, they're nearby.
Yep. And we're on our way to Blending Stone. And you travels, unless Dirtless has got any other questions, just making sure.
No, I'm gonna catch up. I'm good to go. I think I know what's going on.
Yep. The group
you should take the Stone of Controlling Earth Elements, because you can summon an Earth Elemental.
So I can have
Yeah, that would be really cool. Because you got your Stone Guardian, and then you got the Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals. Just have a wall of meat in front of you.
And then I can cast my Fire Shield.
Yep. All right. And away we go. Back. Fine. We're getting off and headed back toward Blending Stone. Right? And y'all can fairly easily make your way to Blending Stone because you kind of know the direction. You kind of know what to look out for. You will, get the feeling that there's, still unease in the dark. It's not gotten, any better as far as the feelings that you have underneath here, unless it maybe even gotten somewhat worse as the overall feeling of the Underdark. If it could be any worse, it is. And you will also notice, from time to time that there is still the forays, and it's actually, you're seeing more clumps of it floating around in and out of the walls, sticking to things. And Darlish, you will know that you will begin to feel or get concerned that in some instances, or feeling with it, that it could very well affect your magical abilities, or basically any of y'all, even Hondo, your casting abilities, is that it could be causing issues. Just so you understand that seems to be a change that is taking place. And that
Even
is
if
what
they're like energies from the gods and not
you're going to
magic.
find out. You just understand your feeling. That is what happened with the discussion, and what came about with the helm of teleportation is that there was concern and discussion, and what's happened. The research is that a simple teleportation spell might misfire, and so without having to work casting it, this helmet is tuned into the stone that Bruno has and will hold on to, and it'll allow someone to zip back and forth to provide updates. And that is basically its power and only power that it has. And that is the reason why you have it, and the use for it would be to combat that problem.
Okay.
But y'all make your way back toward the settlement. I mean, what do you do? It doesn't take you long. And you kind of begin to approach it. And if you remember, it's got the walkway up to it, and the guard post.
I think Dirty's up, right?
Dirt's is what now?
Well, I think being a gnome, he should do the.
Yeah. I forgot this was the gnome headquarters.
Great.
You forgot you were a gnome?
Yeah, I forgot I was a gnome.
Does Glabagool show up?
Haven't seen Glabagool.
Well, I definitely remember that in order to gain entrance, I had to talk for 20 minutes. So I'll do that.
Well, with the large party now, if you look at your combat tracker, this is all. I was complaining about it before. This is even worse now. And this whole large party is, not very conspicuous in nature. And it doesn't take long for y'all to begin to move up, that you will have, attention of the guards that oversee the entranceways.
Do they welcome us back like heroes?
Yeah, they know. They're very surprised that y'all have returned so quickly, but they are still grateful and have very much a gratitude toward the aid that you have brought to their settlement, and the leg up that you have given them to continue to build. And Diggermatic will show up not too shortly after y'all get there, and can welcome you in, and ask what has brought you back so quickly to them. They did not expect to see y'all once you left.
The work's not done. We still have to finish the whatever's gone wrong down here. There's more work to do.
Yeah, we let them know how bad it is here and how it's spread, and it's in all different areas, and we've got a party with us to try and solve the situation.
Ooh. And so where does your plan? So then he will ask, so what is the plan then?
We want to set up a supply chain from you to Brunner Battlehammer's kingdom.
What's up, Windsor?
What's that?
Oh, I'm saying hi to Windsor and someone in chat. With they sure there's, as far as a supply chain they have, yeah, I mean they you're more than welcome to have the ability to come in and out and use part of the front facility area, or at least the structure. They as they continue to clean up and all that and deal with their loss of their numbers from the ooze battle, he says that give him time to help, move along, and send a call if need be, that he will when it's the moment's right or when needed, he can send some gnomes to help out, in the need of battle or something, of that sort. We're kind of reinforcements when needed. But they still need some time to continue on in what they're doing. They still haven't got their feet underneath them yet completely.
They're still in the middle of rebuilding, right?
Oh, it's gonna take a long time for this. Yeah, the Dro devastated this whole area along with the oozes.
Can I ask them if they'd like assistance with that?
Depends on the assistance that you're asking for.
Just master builders that have a deep understanding of building in the Underdark and in this environment.
Well, they are too, So they're, the tinkerers and builders themselves. As far as maybe reinforcing some of the outer perimeter walls and some of their maze structure, which of that they use, that the help would be welcome. They unfortunately don't have a way to compensate well for that. But as far as remember now, the tolerance of also surface dwellers is kind of, they will, because it's you asking and all that, that is the only reason they would even consider it.
What do they view as surface dwellers?
Anything that dwarves, elves, anything that lives above, lives on surface. They're dark,
right, but
gnomes.
Dwarves don't live on the surface. They live under.
They consider you surface dweller. They consider you surface dweller. Wow. You're not Durgar, a dark dwarf.
They like Durgar, but not.
No. Well, but that's just they don't. But they still, as you got to remember, the racial tensions that have always been between the what I call surface dwellers and deep Underdark. Your dwarves don't live in the Underdark. Deep gnomes do.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the difference. That's basically what you're seeing is the base of the dividing line, like Drow to elves, Durgar to dwarfs, and gnomes to deep gnomes or silverbrings or however you want to say their name. They're big, long, complicated name that I always get wrong. So you've detected that every time you've gone into one of the cities in the Underdark. There's been no doubt about it. So
our intention is to aid them in rebuilding, and then so that we can shore it up.
And the only reason he was listening to it and entertaining it was because it was coming from y'all and what y'all had already done. Certainly. And helping with some of the outer perimeters and all that, they would continue and would take care of some of the inner sanctum, inner structures that would be particularly just for their clan and them only. But as far as helping shore up the defenses, no problem. And then being able to use this as a station with which to prepare, and then understanding that and chatting with the rest of your group that unless you're not going to reveal to them that you were trying to make your way to Manitol Dareth to set up a true base of operations there. Because y'all haven't said anything about that. So, to him.
Yeah, so we didn't. I don't know if that would hurt his feelings if we told him this was a temporary setup.
Well, I don't see it as temporary. I just see it as a link in the chain.
Well, we're going to leave here, I guess is what I'm seeing as temporary. We're not like staying around to protect them.
No, but Ruckus's clan is coming in to set up a supply line. So this is just another stop on the way deeper into the Underdark that we can hopefully secure in case things go really bad and we got to fall back.
Well, they will tell you that, so you will be somewhat understanding that you're trying to set up supply lines, but you're going to understand that you don't have the manpower over time to ever truly secure the supply lines in the Underdark. There's just no way that'll ever happen. It would have been done before now already.
Right, we're not looking. I don't want to secure the whole supply line. I just want outposts.
Yeah,
like
that
one little outpost, something small and defendable. And if it falls, it gives them they'll have a place to retreat back to another outpost.
Done. You got it at Bending Stone. Easily done.
Yeah. So the entryway where we're having Bruner's guys work on. Then Blending Stone is one point. Then we'll move on to the next point.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? Do they have any forges going out here?
Mm-mm.
I imagine they have
Um,
something going to like help rebuild and like make tools and stuff.
Good question. Let me come back because I made me need to go backtrack into the book.
Well, that's fine.
Blending. Nope.
But
But I can tell you.
my question is just that if they do, can we get them to start making arms and armor for their own citizens? So when they actually are ready to strike out, they'll have weapons to do so.
They have some. They've got their work. Yeah, the deep gnomes work in the mines. They've got their own kind of farms. Their fungus farms, stuff like that. And they do have a few forges outside the settlement that they're still trying to shore up. And they toil through that a great deal. Then let's see, where is the inner blending stone? Because that's coming from the Miners Guild, and that will take some work from them. And they use that. They got the earth elementals. You remember they've used them because that's really what they help with and get the mining done. And now that you were able to get rid of Ogre Mox, Bane, that gaseous substance that was floating around that was affecting them, that has helped them be able to better utilize some of the elementals that they still have control of. Their commerce is really built around salt, gemstones, and rare minerals. They can do some craft construction, but it's been more that they continue on using the mining for the stones and minerals and all that they use to trade with Gracklestug and the such. And that's going to take some time. They hear what you're saying, and that's why they were, welcoming the enforcements of their battlements, because that is going to be more paramount than their ability right now to continue on with weapons building. They're not in that forte. That would be trade that they would get with the Durgard, who would be more apt to it, I think, to do. So, but they hear what you're saying and will proceed to help, understanding that if you think that troubled times are even more ahead than they already are, then they need to be prepared, then they will take notice of that and pay heed of your words. Bum-ba-dum. Does that work?
Yeah, I don't see any problems with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got
I
another
agree.
way.
That sounds good.
Yeah, Windsor. They're in the second half of Out of the Abyss. It's different. It's got its pluses and minuses. I'm not sure how well it has, without the extra maps that I've had, and the way to set up the encounters, how well it would play online over in tabletop. Maybe, I don't know. The guys can give you that are playing. They can give you your own feel for it. Having this large section of NPCs that are under their control is going to be fun in a battle here, because they're going to want each and every one of them on the combat tracker and on the map too. Trust me. So
yeah, they're not going to stay around.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so Blending Stone is set now for a waypoint, is what you're calling it. Oh, cool. PM me that, Windsor, so I can take a look at what you're talking about. I'd like to know more what you've liked that you've run. So you've got a waypoint in Blending Stone. They will, welcome the work and will then help secure and provide, shelter and food and, that type of stuff to the workers, because they, it's going to take time, as you know, to them to get their functioning trade lines back open and things like that, with everything that's happened to the poor folks here. And then y'all set that up. What's next?
We should move off to Mantle.
Well, yeah, we make sure that this place is secured, and if there's any invasion, have they been attacked at all since we left? Has anything come up?
They have thwarted off a few drows in search of another large, another party of mistresses and some higher ups from one of their outposts. They seem to have lost a group of them. And they talk about there have still been, they have run into a few mushrooms that continually talk about a wedding and ramble on about the coming of the great groom that they call it. So that seems to be an issue. They have not really seen much of the oozes. They have seen a few still, different types that, they're still around, but not into the context of what they dealt with here. Okay.
What about Topsy and Turvy? Have they shown up?
No. They Diggermod then, barely remember that they were with you.
Can we go back over to where the were rats were and just kind of scout that area to see if maybe they're around there?
That was here, and they've
Like
already
north,
begun. They've already cleaned. They've already started cleaning out most of that area. It was basically the miners have taken it over. This is kind of where the smelters and marketplace for the ore and the gems were conducted at. And so they're reestablishing this area for that purpose.
I just thought we'd check ourselves to see if we could see any signs of them. But yeah, if not, then I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah, they have not seen Topsy or Turvy at all.
And I think we're ready to move on.
All right. All right. So you're going to reach along the many routes the Zentarum used to move merchandise. So you understand that. Y'all will be taking a few different directions, and you understand that you're being led toward Mantle Dareth. I'm trying to see. It roughly is about 6 days travel from Blending Stone, and they're basically the guides or Zentarum guides of Blanjos are going to guide y'all in via a subterranean rift. It's a narrow trail that winds up the side of the rift, and y'all will understand that there is a informal, basically council that kind of runs this establishment, and there is a let's see, what do we need to know about it? Let me bring up a map. How about that? And y'all are going to here we go.
So we've been drilling that shield wall.
What's that now?
At the end of the day, we drill on the shield wall.
The shield guardian, you mean?
The entire trip, my guys are drilling on that shield wall to protect Ruckus's archers.
Drilling, got you. Okay, you're talking about the formation.
Right.
Okay, I was like, what wall are you talking about? There's no. Okay, I forgot that y'all were doing that. Alrighty. So we have got. Oh, I hate this. This is, damn it. This is the north is to the right again. I wish they'd stop doing that. I really do. That's kind of annoying. So they're going to bring you in on the southwest. You're gonna yeah, because you're gonna be coming in from a different angle here. Oh man. 1 second, because this is it was the one thing that I'm scared of is doing this damn map and all the NPCs. It is gonna be a pain. Let me share the map with y'all. It's got the grid. All right, so 1 square is 20 feet. Big squares. Okay, so there's a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna bring y'all individually on the map right now. You're just gonna have to like it that way, because I don't want to. Varus, Dirtless, and Hondo. All right. You're getting a map.
Big map.
Mm-hmm. You notice that? Give it a sec. My fantasy ground's not liking it. They really got to get the Unity.
You can like unshare some of your old
Let
images.
me check. I did that last week actually. Let me see what I've got shared. I've only got Blending Stone and I've only got 2 maps shared with y'all right now. Would you believe? I did that last week. I turned them all off.
It's loaded.
Okay. So y'all are coming in on the southwest entrance, and you will, as y'all came up the ridge line, because we're brought, if you remember the map, Manitou, they're kind of laid along the face of a shoreline of the Dark Lake. And the Zentarum will bring y'all up a rift area and through a passageway, and then you will be in front of there is basically a wall, a rock face, and they just kind of stand in front of it for a moment, and then they do a little of their hocus pocus, and they kind of poke on the wall, and there's a secret door that they will take you to, and it kind of let you know that not many know of this entrance other than themselves and a few of the Durgar traders who come in and out of Gracklestug a lot. And you'll hear them say the word Groth, and Groht, and the dwarves will recognize it as an old archaic word meaning stone. And when they say that, the door will crack open, so to speak. And y'all are looking out from this way back that lets you in. So let me kind of explain what you're seeing here. When y'all came in, you're kind of seeing the shoreline, and you will see there's a small tent that's been off in the distance here, and it's kind of strange that there's just a single little small pitched tent on the pebbled beach, kind of overlooking a good bit of the lake. And you basically hear the water lapping along the shoreline and all that, but you hear definitely as a female voice that's kind of humming a tune that none of you recognize. And you can see that where this voice is coming from is from inside the tent.
Approach the tent.
Mm-hmm. It's up to you.
Is that the tent there?
Yeah, the circle. Yeah. Vars just ran up on.
Remember, I'm being carried and protected by my retinue of slaves. I get
Save me from.
I get down from the shoulders and pick up into the tent.
Would you make me a perception check, please? In the tower.
Oh crap! Where's the tower?
Can't help you there. It's got to be right in front of you.
Bottom
I
right.
have a mess of maps right now.
Bottom right by a library.
If it's turned on. Thanks, Windsor. Got the
It's
PM.
turned on. It's just that my screen is covered in Windows.
You step down and proceed to move toward the tent, and as soon as you put your one foot down, there is a snap, and you have stepped into a trap that was buried right under the sand. And you hear, "Who's that?" And the light goes out in the tent. And there's some rustling on the other side of the tent that you can't see, Vars.
Okay, is it too dark to see, or can
From where you're
we
at,
have-
you can't see. You just the light went out for a brief moment, and you're seeing a tent, but you can't see on the other side of it, and your foot is stuck, and you took wow, you really got hurt there. Your big toe got in the trap. Ow. Yeah, you took a point of damage.
Okay, I say to myself, come and help me get this thing up of me.
We don't want to step on the traps. You get out of it.
Come on, Silna, do your job.
Oh my god. So he gets your big toe out of the trap. And he puts a little iodine on it because it's bleeding. It stings you.
And I tell Answer and Kirsul to go inside the tent and see who's there.
They walk around the front and they see backing away from the tent. And you'll see, they will point out, they will see a female human backing away, and she goes, "Don't come any closer. Who are you? Why do you disturb me?"
I put my big blue head inside the tent and say,
Okay, the tent's facing the water line, or Vars.
Huh?
You're on the back side of the tent. Okay, she was facing the water line. So you're on the back side, just like you're seeing it.
Okay. Then I go the other way. I go to find the door of the tent because the guys went inside, right?
They were looking inside, and when they look back out, they see her backing away along the shoreline. And she tells them not to come any closer. "Leave me alone. Why did you interrupt me?"
Well, you were singing, and I was attracted to your singing. It was very pretty.
You still didn't answer my question. Why did you disturb me?
Because your singing was very pretty. I wanted to see who was it.
Then why did you come inside my tent? Leave me alone. Why didn't you yell out
I
for me?
said I wanted to see who was it, not to
You're not
yell
welcome
at
here.
who was it.
Okay,
You're
well, you've
really
seen me. You've
stingy.
seen me. You've seen me. Move on.
Oh, come on. Let us have some fun.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I grab Varus by the scruff of his neck and I pull him out of their tent.
I'm not.
Like,
in
you're
the
not making a
tent.
great first impression. Let's have some fun to the complete stranger that you've just violated her tent. Yeah.
I think the Senate is holding hearings about
I've
something
never
like this.
done it, but I had to do it.
I would like to use persuasion on the dwarves that were carrying him and try to persuade them that they should be picking him up right now and never letting him down.
All right.
I
Darlis, you got to
continue
whisper.
approaching the woman.
I don't actually.
I said Darlis.
Oh, alright.
Oh, dang it.
Oof.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Charisma is not
They
my strong
slap him
suit.
back. Say
I'd
it.
be like, guys, can you give me just a second, and then I would make a sign to her that looks like a harp.
She stops and she looks back at you for a brief moment and signs back. And she, in that moment, she is asking, she signals her name to you that her name is Rystia, Rystia. And
That's
she,
she the contact? Why didn't I take better note? Okay, then I would I'd tell Varus and everybody, I'm like I have a few things to discuss here, and I'll be right back. And I would ask kind of
you make me
permission to
a,
get closer to her.
well, she goes, get that blue donkey away from me. And make me a perception check.
We say that every day.
Dirtless, yeah, make me a perception check.
Does it go through?
Yes. Okay. So in the as the approach and all that, you're detecting that something's her signaling to you is all that is a little erratic. There's so you just it's basically put you on the alert. You don't really detect, you're not feeling anything around you, but you just tell that you can see a little wildness in her eyes. Her speech is very quick and, leave me alone, move on. Why are you here? There's a little force to it. And, she's got a little fear in her eyes somewhat. And then it changes to, you see some madness in her eyes a little bit. So
can I detect like the phrase around her or anything
well,
like that?
that is the correct question. You are getting the feeling, you signal to her a few more times and you're chatting in that discussion, and she's been down here quite a while. You can tell from her
Ask
look.
her if she's been huffing it.
Yeah, I can tell by her movements.
Yeah, so she still backs away, but she's slowed down as you're chatting with her. And you also look down and you can see as you've moved closer to tent that you can detect that there's more traps around the outside of the tent.
How far is she from Dirty?
30. She's back along the line, 30, 40 feet back some.
So
she's
Dirty, I have something I can try, but I don't know if it's going to fire off like it's supposed to.
I'll give you a nod.
You want me to try it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm nodding.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
I can put her in the, hold on, just in case. Let's do this. And holy moly. Okay. Here she is. She's in the combat tracker, just in case.
All right, so one sec.
What was her name again?
Rystia.
Stia.
She's about almost to the top, about 5 or 8
There,
down.
I just found her. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to find my guy. All right, so Duff, is she within 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay, because I can try calm emotions on her. But like I said, I mean, it could do more harm than good if it doesn't fire off right.
Well, then I don't even know if that'll help because I think she's just kind of crazy.
Well, it'll suppress strong emotions.
Yeah. Try it. Figure it out afterwards. I already gave you this signal to try it, so.
Okay, so I'll throw out calm emotions.
Okay. Yeah, it hits her. Uh-oh. Okay. She failed her save. Is that what that is then? Her save for it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it hits her, and you see her, the shoulders kind of drop a little bit, from her tense, as though she was ready to bolt on a moment's notice, and her eyes kind of focus in a little bit to you, and you can tell when it hit and all that there was definitely a bit of hermit madness in her, that she had been, this has been something that had been ongoing for quite a while. And you also understand that those who have been down here for a while, that she's probably being affected from the forays and the demonic energies that have been happening around here. So, but she will definitely relax. still watching
Okay.
you, but you saw a visible change in her when you cast it on her.
All right, Dirty.
What? I would just sign to her, see if I can get closer so we can have a conversation.
She doesn't, nods her head.
And I would
she keeps her
keep
hand
Varus
on her
away.
weapon, but she's not holding it anymore, but she keeps her hand close to it. But she says, you can approach to about 10 feet of her.
So I'll keep Varus away, and then basically I want to find out how long she's been down here, what she's noticed, where she's come from, and
In her erratic speech, in conversations with you, she will kind of give you a feel of understanding that she's from Nesme. She will tell you that she's a Harper spy. She recognizes you, and from your, what you're talking about her, she's assuming you're a Harper, not knowing the truth, but that you're an initiate, possibly. And she believes she's been down here at least 2 years, trying to find Manital Dareth and infiltrate the Enclave, and she can't find it. And she's been lost down here, and been camped on the shoreline for a while as she's tried to determine what's her best course of action to find the Enclave area. And she's just basically, all this time now, as she's spent with the forays and everything going on around her, it's taken its toll on her, and she is basically on the very brink of madness. And that everything, when y'all came up on her, she keeps looking at Varus, and the thing just wants to kill me. I know it.
does it look like, or do I feel that maybe she could be saved or helped if she went back to the surface?
There's no doubt it would take a lot of time, certainly.
Because
it's a form of madness, and that would just have to be over time to be able to restore her back to health. Yes.
Could I, send her on a quest to head back up to Bruner to relay information to the Harpers?
Give me an insight check, please.
Ooh.
The forays is taking its toll on you, Dirtless. So the issue you're going to face is that unless you dedicate resources to taking her back out, it wouldn't be long before, off on her own, that she would submit to the madness and probably venture off and would be re-lost in the Underdark, unless you specifically took her back all the way up.
I volunteer to take her back.
So that helmet, does it transport any people with me?
No, it does not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
She definitely has a form of madness on her.
Can that madness be cured
You believe so?
with like
Spell?
well, I mean, it's not restoration. I don't know that I have this spell.
I would probably allow that.
Okay. You got to get her to come to me, Dirty.
In her current state, do I get the feeling that she would trust me if I told her that there's madness in the air and it's starting to get to her, and I want to have our cleric cast a restoration spell on her?
You can do a persuasion check on her.
That's what I'm gonna persuade that.
I'll assist in the persuading.
That's advantage.
Click my little advantage button.
Better be quick about it, and
All right.
because
I go get it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because she's on the verge of bolting again.
Lesser restoration.
If you cast it and use a slot, you will give her clarity of mind that she has not experienced in a while. And that actually will give you a little XP. You got a little bonus there. Yeah! away.
And I still warn her to stay away from the blue fur ball, even though
Don't
she's
worry.
doing.
That's even in a deep madness. I can see that he's trouble.
I'll really drive her insane. I'll give her a long sermon about Doom with Owen.
I think you mean asleep. He'll drive you to asleep.
And she would go, "You sure are a cute one, Hondo."
Oh, for God's sake. She does have red hair.
Oh, here he comes. Of course.
Oh, so close. So she's a human. So yeah, you will. Yeah, she's a female human. You have really. I've got to put another person in the. Oh my God! Why? Why me? Another one in the combat tracker? No. Okay. Yeah, she's got. So she is a spy that has sneak attack, and she's got a little short sword and a little hand crossbow, and
And a
she
tent.
and a tent. She's got cunning
And
action.
traps.
And
She has a couple traps. Yes, that well, one of them is still got a little Vars of blue blood on it. Yeah, Windsor.
So
This
is that-
map is extremely huge, and this module has several that are like that. Yeah.
Is she going under the control of Dirty then? Because she's our.
Yeah, she
think
can't. Yes, somewhat. She's a little headstrong herself. She has her weapons and some traps. She has a satchel that you will see that's made from what looks like it could be a carrion crawler, and she's got it. It's kind of full of fungi. That's kind of her food, and she's got some a water skin and some torch stalks, basically, that she can light. That you find out that works down here. So, and she's been down here a while, and she is, whisper to you now. She would have kept. So let me say this: Darlis, in chatting with you, she would have kept her voice down so that the rest of y'all wouldn't have heard that. Definitely, Banjo and your Zentarm wouldn't have heard that she's been searching for the deal, because she doesn't have an idea that she's not but a few hundred yards from the entrance.
Heard what?
No.
Yeah.
For the past 2 years.
Yeah, for the past 2 years, definitely. She's been right outside its door and has not been able to find it. Yep.
Great progress.
But she will travel with you. And
Fantastic.
y'all can make your way. Once again, like I said, y'all will... she got lost in the depths. Okay. And y'all will make your way to here.
I have to
Yeah.
zoom out.
Yeah, you got to come back. Just go a little bit farther up, and
I
you'll
see
you'll see a basic.
You want us
And-
to move?
Yeah, you can move your stuff. Well, I forget how to fancy grounds here, and the door will open up, and it will be an entranceway into the city. And it's basically you begin to walk into you begin to start into a trench area. Let me draw this out.
I'll be back in just a second.
All right. All right. And then into what looks to be, an opening. About 20 foot wide, 50 foot deep trench. And y'all kind of come out, and there's actually another door that is at the end of this trench. When you open it up, you're kind of in part of the encampment. And a shattered... Okay, that's on farther. That looks like that's going to be... Oh, can't really see. The trench wall supports nuclear handhold, so y'all can climb up. And y'all will find yourselves in the... hustle and bustle. So what are we going to sit here? All right, wait till Dursley gets back. Y'all can move up to the other cave wall if you would like. And you can choose either the north. Well, this map now you got to understand. Remember, here's the over to the very far right of the map. You will see here's the compass, and once again, it's one of these maps that they put on the side, and so basically you've got the east wall or the west wall that y'all could choose to kind of climb up. You see that there are handholds that are definitely give you the ability.
Can't we just climb?
You can climb up the wall basically from this trench. You're in a trench area.
But I mean, we're on our mounts. Can't they just walk right up the wall?
You're gonna have to dismount, and you will have to leave the mount. You can't inside the city.
Okay.
So, and the question will be also how many of your guards you want. You want to take this whole entourage, or do you just want it to be y'all for the moment? Also, I guess you got to take sir. Actually, bring most of them. You do. Y'all are gonna have to make a determination on that. So there's gonna have to be some.
We should definitely bring the Zentarum in.
Yes, you'll have to do that. Banjo, you'll have to keep all your Zentarum in. Yes. And when y'all get up to the wall and they begin to open it up, you will hear. They were telling you you're getting ready to come into the main cavern, and we should be in it's basically a trench line or a runoff area that separates some of the marketplaces of the great great cavern area. And when y'all open it up, y'all will hear, as you just knew it was going to be the case, there's some sounds of combat. And you hear some thunderous booms of metal against stone somewhere up above you when you open the door. Something's happening. Dun, dun, dun. Just what you wanted. But you must choose whether you want to go up or down, which basically east or west, and climb up the wall. And the Zentarum look a little bit concerned when they hear this noise.
But we can't tell what direction it's coming from.
It's up ahead. Because you're in a trench line that is about, what did I say it was? It's about
20 by 50 or something like that.
Yeah, about 20 feet up, and it looks like this cavern is about 30 feet high from the floor. So you're.
Okay. Is there a roll we could do to try and make a good choice?
Sure. You make the call. You can
Perception?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly. Ooh.
I think it's coming from that direction.
It's coming from up above. No. It sounds like it's coming from the northeast, which is going to be north, south. Yeah.
So only east and west are there options to climb, right?
Yes. Or continue on moving north, and you will see. I'm going to give you part of it so you can kind of see up ahead. Because there's light here too that you can kind of tell. It's a little dark where y'all are at, but you're basically seeing a long cavernway, and then there seems to be some type of crossover ahead of you, and then it continues onward. And you can see that there's, some type of flame light. There's, the light flickers and all that, but there's plenty up. There seems to be, up above your head, and you can hear some water dripping from different spots, up out of your eyesight, but you hear the sounds of combat to the northeast.
I'm gonna climb up the east wall.
All right, where?
I'm gonna go up.
That's west.
I'm gonna go up right here.
Okay.
Like right alongside the bridge,
Okay.
if I can.
Yep.
You're not just gonna blow your whistle and fly on up?
Nah.
It's a little slippery, and I need an athletics check from you, though, please.
I'll say, hey, man,
favor.
drop a rope when you get up there.
Okay. And you will come up and you will see part. And you will kind of look and peering around. You're going to see kind of off what looks to be the start of a marketplace. Just to your south, well, to your east, southeast there, it looks like a pile. That's a pile of fungi. You know, kind of big stalks of it and a big pile of it. And you see some cavernaries. You see a work path, and then you begin to see these stalls and markets, shops, things like that. And you will look over, and that there's not a lot of it's been knocked over. And kind of in disarray, and there's stuff kind of strewn all over the floor. And then you will see two Durgar run through part of the just outside of your vision, and they seem to be chasing a couple of deep gnomes, smaller individuals, and the Durgar have enlarged themselves, so they're big boys, and they're chasing these two little young, two really small deep gnomes that you barely kind of out of your. They're running by. They kind of flicker and blur in or out, so that you can tell that they've cast something on themselves, and they just kind of run kind of through and then kind of back behind out of the distance.
These white outlines, those are pillars, right?
I believe they are. I believe they're stalagmites or stalactites basically sticking up out of the ground, or rock columns. Actually, they're rock columns, that are holding up the ceiling.
Okay. Am I at the top yet?
Oh, sorry. Boom. You would kind of be like right there, I would think.
Yeah. I want to make a beeline for cover.
That's all you see moving around. And they kind of, get a better view. You can see more.
Is there a way we can climb up this easily? Isn't there like some place you said there's like?
Well, you
handhold?
could throw down a rope. If not, you can make me an athletics check to go up.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I didn't want them to see me as they're running. Like I'm getting cover right now.
They weren't even paying attention to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna body anchor for everyone else. I'm gonna like throw a rope over the side and come right here and use this building. I'm assuming.
It's just
it's
a column. It's a rock column holding up the ceiling. It's part of the ceiling, holding up the ceiling. You're just big old rock column.
The one that's like the one that's right behind.
Oh,
Ruckus.
that building
that
there. Oh, that's some type of shed or something like a tent. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tent.
I'm gonna put my feet up against that and use this use the rope to help everyone climb up.
See you, Eric. Yep, y'all can climb up. No problemos.
No rolls needed then? Just
Nope.
automatic.
The rope can get you up. Yeah, you're good.
So the shield guardian, what do I do with him? Is like he always there, or does he like?
It's up to
do
you.
I have to summon him?
Yeah, you read his in his description. It should tell you what you can and can't do with him. As long as he's around, you can call him, and he will come moving. But you're going to, if you want him to lumber around here, you're going to have stealth issues, things like that. But
so now that he's like farther than 60 feet away, what happens?
What does it say on his deal?
Are we leaving anyone with the mounts?
Yeah, you have to.
My riders are with him.
Okay.
So you're bound.
I can telepathically call the guardian to travel to it.
Yep.
And the guardian knows the distance and the direction to.
That's right.
Okay. So,
only when 60 feet can you transfer damage.
Okay. All right.
That's all that's at. Okay.
So are all of our retainers are they like staying somewhere?
That's up to y'all who you want and don't want.
I didn't bring any of mine.
Banjo's got his, I believe, because you've got the Zentarum. They're the ones that will let you into this place.
Yeah, so bring who you want. Bring maybe some tanks in case. I don't know.
Mine are here also. I'm still on the shoulders.
So are they with you? Like they're gonna be
Yeah, they're with
climbing?
us.
Are
They're
you really
climbing up
going to
the
have
rope?
them try to drag you up the wall? Okay, because you're going to start because if that's what you really want to do. I have no problem with that, but you're going to be facing some rolls and some other issues then, Vars. Just so you understand,
All right.
there are consequences.
I'm gonna bring 3 of mine.
How many guys do you have, Ruckus?
I think I have 6 or 3. How many do I have? Thought I
4.
had 5.
4. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 3. Yeah, 3 of them and 3. There are 3 mounts and 3 lizards. So you've got 3 guys.
I'm gonna bring 2. One's gonna stay with the rest of the mounts.
It's fine.
Okay. Do you want me to leave any of my fighters with your guy?
I'll leave my shield guardian. I don't
It
think.
really depends on what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, we're going to get into it. It's just I'm just wondering if there's something in the module that says if you leave the mounts unguarded, they end up getting scattered or slaughtered or.
You'd have, well, they're just like leaving horses. So you just have this on the dark. They would now, they're like horses in that we'll treat them that way of being tethered, or they know better because they are. The ones that come with the actual characters are kind of bonded with them. Y'all's are just basically, like stock lizards, horses, So yes, they have to be tended to or can be tied up, but you could face the fact that someone could come get them if y'all don't guard them. No doubt.
All right. So if I leave two fighters, Ruckus, you're going to leave one guy that knows the creatures so he can tend them. He'll have 2 fighters to help guard.
That way they can all ride off if they need to escape or.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just not alone. It's just not going to be like one guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
so if anything comes down that way that they can't handle or don't feel like they can handle, then they're under orders to get out of there with the mounts.
Yeah.
Fine. That's all I need to say. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll leave 2 with Ruckus's 1, and then whoever else wants to leave anything.
Well, the other is Banjo. Well, actually, Varus, are you bringing your entourage?
My retinue?
Your retinue, yes. What is your retinue doing?
For carrying me, for protecting me.
So, how are you going to get up the channel?
Oh, crap.
Yes.
Varus, why don't you leave 2 dwarves with the animals?
Okay, I'll leave 4 of them with the animals and just take 4 of them with us.
Yeah, bring your scouts or whatever. What is it? Yeah, slaves. I don't know.
I'll bring 2 scouts and 2 guards.
Don't you? You only have 5 guys.
I have 8.
Yeah, he's got it.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So I have a small army. That's why they are my slaves.
All right.
But your retinue brings you into the trench area, and
But they are no longer carrying me. They are standing guard.
All of them are standing guard, or?
No, just the 4 that I brought with me.
And what are they doing? Just standing next to you?
Yeah, standing
Okay.
next to all of us.
Okay, so you climbed up the rope. You got your feet dirty and climbed up the rope.
Yep.
Okay, just
Yep,
checking. Just checking. Did you break a sweat?
No. Blue skin is very, very dry.
Oh gosh, shoot me now. Shoot me now. Okay, what are we doing? I'm trying to find. Okay. And they said. All right, so y'all make your way up to the tent, and y'all see Cyber. Elvis stayed behind to make wedding plans for Hondo and Gauntlet Room with Dad.
Congrats, Hondo.
I put circles so they're manipulatable.
Well,
So we can.
I can drag some of the tokens.
I mean, it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I just need so I can keep track of where my guys are.
Yeah, that's fine. You can draw a circle or two to kind of show where your guys are at, and you can just move that little circle around right now. Because yeah, I'm gonna have to make NPC sheets of these guys because when stuff like that happens, we want to be able to pull off the right characters off the combat tracker, appropriately, and I don't want to lose track of them. So I promise to do that over the weekend and get them, luckily, all set up, and we can do it.
So they can all die.
Well, the dies, but like you said, you've got some sitting in the back, so we need to pull a few off. But then I don't want to have to go back and try to figure out who they are and pull them back from the storyline. I'll put them as NPCs and then figure out why the hell I can't control them properly, or y'all can't. But anyway, with that being said, y'all watch from the 10th line, and yes, you see that these two Durgar are smashing some of the stalls, and they're trying to smash and chase down these two deep gnomes that are moving in and out, and they're screaming, for their lives. It looks pretty serious.
Well, let's go get into it.
All right, let me do this.
Anybody hoping these deep gnomes are topsy and turvy?
I'm gonna pull.
Oh, they weren't deep gnomes, were they? They were Duro.
Yeah.
There's
They were
Duro,
Duro.
yeah. Griswold. All right, we got Restivia. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Don't make her evil. Splinter. Oh man, I hope I don't lose all these people. I'm pulling them all over right now into Argus, Ronaldo, Brim, Primwim, Lizard, Olaf, Tamarin, Argus. Luckily, I can go back and check on the storyline to reaffirm that I got everybody later, but I'm pulling them all off for the moment. And then we'll add them in when you need them. That was Celira, right? Celira, yep. And God, this is a lot. Who thought up this nightmare? Man. All right, let's pull them off for a second.
I don't think they thought about Fantasy Grounds.
No, they didn't. No, they
No.
didn't at all. That was just fine.
Yeah.
That's why the discussion I was reading on it, just some other gameplays, was working with in the spec of grouping kind of them together, and then you can play them, as scout force. Yeah, exactly.
Playing like a swarm of
Unit.
But that Varus is going to want to sacrifice his, a single nature one at a time. Right, Varus? No? Okay. That's good to know.
I said no.
Pulling them all off because I'm going to bring on what I'm doing because I'm bringing on the and the Shield Guardian. What are you gonna do with him?
I want him close, but it looks like we're trying to be stealthy, and I don't think he's too stealthy, so I'm gonna keep him down in the ravine. But so maybe yeah.
Okay.
As long as that's out of
and he's gonna be a little bit bigger too, just so you know, because he takes up. And what about Wobble?
Wobble would be with me, probably still on my arm.
Okay, I'm gonna put him on just off the map, but there. Alrighty, and Ristia, she's gonna stay with y'all. Alright, and here come the Durgar, and you will see. Alright. And they move through. Alright, boom. Okay. And you saw them they were basically running around in this area here.
What the hell is happening to this place?
Yeah, does it look like they're playing tag?
Windsor, we're the rejects. He's asking what that means to play as a reject. Not everybody. So, knight in shining armor with the rejects. So that's how we play a little. Is that you're going to make lots of mistakes. So I'll explain later. I don't want to hurt their feelings. What are we doing?
We don't have feelings.
I think we're gonna watch them play tag.
They definitely could tell that the Durgar want to kill the deep gnomes.
I'm
And
gonna.
they keep yelling about, where's Pebbles? Give us Pebbles.
I'm gonna tell my archers to get into position right here. As soon as I come out from behind this other pillar, I'm gonna head to.
Oh, y'all gonna already okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna try making introductions just by myself to see what they do. But I'll have them attack the Durgar if it turns hostile.
Yeah, I'll have all my Zentarum with crossbows ready in case things go sour.
So I'm gonna head for this pillar over here. So do you want a stealth check?
Yep, please. Mm-hmm. Wisdom check. Okay, you get about halfway, and one of the Durgar. What is that? Who's that over there? And he starts. Y'all can roll me some initiatives.
Do these count for our fellas too?
Yeah,
I was
they'll
just gonna ask.
kind of play them off your initiative right now, since we're in. This is, I don't. It's not a combat that you're going to need all the people. Just so you know.
Okay.
You don't see you from what you're seeing. You don't hear or see others. Any other movement? Any other voices other than the ones that are before you? And the deep gnome doesn't see, but the Durgar definitely did, and they both kind of stop and go check it out. Get rid of him. And the other one, he continues to chase and move in, and try to swing at the deep gnomes. All right, and I'm not gonna pull. Hold on. I'm gonna pull Rusty. I don't want to mess with her right now. Let's put Ostia. She would be no help to you anyway. Okay, so these two will zip and hide underneath the tin area, and they will disappear for a moment. And the Durgar, boom, boom, boom. Hondo.
Wait, I had ready action. I had actions ready in case it turned hostile.
Okay.
Can they shoot their heavy crossbows at this guy?
Shh, you're gonna make me put him back on the damn combat tracker.
Yeah, I had a character sheet open, but I don't know where it went.
Well, I pulled him off the tracker, so it disappears when I do that. So you need this. Just use. Where are you at? There you go.
What's
just
there? Okay.
Use just one of them for the moment. And that just, if you've got, what, 3 of them, 2 of them are with you?
2, yeah.
Yeah, so they just shoot twice. Yeah. With that character sheet. Yep. Boom. Oh.
And, okay, so they can only make 2 melee attacks.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay.
They'd make great candidates, Windsor. All right, Hondo.
So he hasn't attacked us. He just kind of wheeled around and looked at us.
Yeah, well, he was chasing and he saw Ruckus, and then he just got hit with a crossbow from one of Ruckus's guys. So now he's definitely roared and
Alright.
is coming toward y'all.
So I am going to say, don't approach us, and we won't attack you anymore. We want to speak to you and figure out what's happening here. And then
Hardly.
I and my 3 guys will prepare an action, and if he approaches, we're gonna let loose.
You can.
So I'll do Sacred Flame. They'll do crossbow bolts. So I just need one of them so I can make the attack if it needed.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. NPCs. The Hondo. Where you at? There you go.
Okay. And then I'll hold action, but if it takes one step closer, we're gonna let loose.
Monstano. Boy, they amid the slaughtered corpse. These characters approach the market, see that there are chasing the deep gnomes. And you can make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Against his check. Let's check. And he steps there and he kind of reaches out to pull the bolt. It's actually, okay, yeah, they speak Dwarvish. I was making sure. Just making sure. Goes, well, don't interfere in what's not your business then. These deep gnomes belong to us. They have something of ours. Be on your way. Stop shooting me.
No,
Or I'll get mad.
That's not happening. Stand down.
It's none of your biz. And he begins to run off behind the tent here toward his comrade. So he'll be, now he's kind of out of your sight. He didn't run toward you, but he ran off to go find his friend, and you can hear them.
That's fine.
You can hear them rustling. They're on the. You can see them, but y'all can't see them. You can see them on the map right now, but they're inside this area and behind some tents and all that, and you can hear
that was
them.
me.
Yep. All right, Banjo.
I'm gonna use my bonus to activate the Boots of Speeds, just to double my movement.
Okay.
And I'm going to just run to behind this pillar for now. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So I've moved about 60 feet. And I want to just ready an attack action in case I see them.
Yep, you hear him yelling at him. Where'd they go? We'll find the damn fiend if not, and get back what belongs to us. Durless.
Dirtless moves. He just does a double movement with wobble, and then I'm gonna have. Does a stone guardian need to roll an athletics check or anything to climb out of the?
Your shield guardian. You're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to it has to make an athletics check most
All
certainly, which is basically just dex. Yeah.
I
Or
think he has
strength.
athletic. Oh, he has
His
got a
ath-
plus
Yeah.
strength is athletic.
It's strength check. Yep.
All right.
Okay. So he can begin to climb up. Yeah.
And I just want him to. I don't necessarily want him to, run towards me. I just want him up in case I need him quicker.
Okay.
And then that's my turn.
Okay. Ruck.
All right. I'm going to head to this pillar over. Actually, I'm going to double move.
Unlock token so y'all can do it right, but you can get over there. Just move yourself there. All right, maybe another stealth check.
Okay.
Okay. And you will see around the tent that they are here, headed toward this other tent. That's, you can see where they're kind of pointing their markers. Then they're running that way. And the one, Durgar number 1 is kind of pointing in that direction. They went to that way.
How big is it? Does he have complete cover behind this? From there?
It's a tent, so they don't see you right now. So as far as cover, I mean, it's a tent. I mean, I'm not sure what you asked me. Can they? They're not paying attention to you right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see if they could see him, but if not,
They're not paying attention to you.
Yeah, these guys are gonna move into like a kind of a flanking position.
Well, that's fine. Yep.
He's gonna aim that way, and then he's gonna.
Yeah, they're just the tents are blocking their. Yeah, they're blocking their views.
Okay, and they're gonna ready in action as soon as they see somebody, one of the Durgar, they're gonna shoot.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
All right. Well, he's going to run straight into here, and you see him run through, and he goes into a tent, and he goes, "I gotcha!" And he teach you to steal from us. Oh, it hit my own toe. He's set himself on fire. Oh, that's really good. All right. Kershey. And he runs straight through into the tent area. And he does the same thing. Here's your friend, I see. And he misses too. Varus, what are you doing back there?
I'm going to move.
You need your guys. Hold on, let me give you one of your boys. One of your in case you need to do something with him. All right.
I was going to play dice, but I'm going to move. I'm going to move there with my guys and stand...
Varus, you're walking right through a column. Try that again.
Oops.
Yep. Try again. You guys are picking you back up? Is that what you just said?
No. They are right behind me.
You're double moving?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Ruckus, make me a perception check with one of your boys, please.
Okay. They have a passive perception of 15.
And then that will be higher. So I'll give him the passive. Then let me see.
Okay.
It's a tie. Crap. Screw it. I don't care. They are going to see crawling out of the tent area right here. They're going to see a gnome, deep gnome, crawling on the ground and makes its way into this tent.
Okay.
Crawling away from the other ones. Okay. And then you kind of see him looking for some stuff. They kind of see him watching. He's kind of grabs a tarp maybe or a burlap bag or whatever. And he's trying to kind of put it on top of himself. He's burrowing down. Wobble doing anything, Dirt?
No, he's just gonna stay with me.
Okay. Guardian, moved up, right?
Moved up.
Okay. Deep gnome, they will scream out, "Grr. You did it first! No!" And they will swing at the Durgar And the other one will swing at this Durgar. And apparently we're going to have the game of missing attacks. Hondo, you can hear all this, but you really can't see much from where you're at.
Okay. I did a half movement to put me in a square.
Oh, you hear. Just move. There you go.
Yeah. And then I will. I guess I'll go just full. Me and the lads will do a full movement over to here.
Okay. Now, y'all won't see the gnome in the tent. Y'all don't know about that guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And I will again say something to try to, have.
Yeah, somewhere on the other
reason
side of the
prevail.
tent, out of your view and all that, you can hear you can hear fighting.
Yeah, so I'll just shout for them to calm down and let's talk it out.
Banjo.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move to around to this tent, I guess, behind this tent, and I'm gonna ready an attack in case things get hairy.
Okay. Dirt.
I guess I'm just gonna kind of move in closer.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Ruckus. There's something going on in the tent in front of you. You clearly know it.
Is that the one I'm right next to?
No, the one where the bodies are at, there's stuff inside there. You see tent flaps going up and down. You hear fighting going on inside
one?
that area. Straight ahead. Where they're located at.
Are there any flaps facing me that I can get in? Like if I was to go that way?
You could run inside there and see them. I'm not sure what you're asking me. You're trying to hide there, you mean?
No, I want to go through.
Oh, you go right through it. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through there.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no flap, I'm gonna cut one as I go.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
And he has got his back to you.
I wanna grapple him.
Now he's enlarged, so he's bigger than you. Just so you, I need to put that effect on him. Oh boy, 1 second.
How much larger? He's a large.
Yeah, they have the enlarged on them right now. I totally forgot about that. Oops. Boom and boom. So they're actually taking up more. There you go.
Okay. Well, if that's the case,
He's not
then
flaccid.
I'm gonna go after his hamstrings.
You just had to attack him. Boom. Ow! You want to play? I see. Okay.
Oh. Rage. Alright, well, whatever.
Put it on afterwards. So.
Yeah, it just gives him a little extra damage.
Alright, he will slam the war pick down and hit the Svrlbling. And this guy, he will turn on you. And he will swing. And he misses. Boris.
I'm going to get a little closer. 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 I'm
Yeah, my armor class is no joke.
And I'm gonna hold an action just in case.
Yep. Wobble and the shield guard didn't do anything. Just hanging out, right?
You're just hanging out. Yep.
Okay. All right. He will swing at the. Boy, they really don't want to hit anything. All right. Now he's got advantage because he's behind. And he stuck him in the shin. Hondo.
I will move one. And can I see him from here?
Mm-hmm. Yassa.
Okay. So the other, I don't know how you want to work the other guys, but they're kind of with me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to use their attacks first.
That's fine. Ooh. They look at you. You're leading us? Maybe you need Eldith back with you.
Their shots are not my problem. All right, which one was that guy? That was number 1.
Well, you only get, heavy crossbow, you only get to shoot it once.
I know, but I got 3 guys. I took 3 shots.
Oh, okay. I thought you only had, I'm sorry. You're good. I thought you was 2 guys and you. My bad. It's Ruckus that's got 2 guys. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, they get 2 melee, but one crossbow.
You're good. You're good. I misunderstood your shots there.
Man, that guy just can't be hit. All right, that's 4 misses and my turn.
Moon crashed. Devil Dog. Damn it. Really? We got to get him working on his system. We got to figure something out. Is he going to be able to stream games and do all that without getting it worked? Chat with him later. Maybe his machine needs some good cleaning. But okay. Banjo moves up.
I'll move the tentacle rod. Use it on.
Oh,
yes. The tentacles.
Okay.
And I'll post that for you just so you know what it does.
No, I can pull it up. I've seen it. No, you're fine.
And so first one hits.
Got to hit all 3. And hits.
And I'll move a little bit closer. So I have a ton of movement so I can reach with my sword for the bonus action.
Okay. Devil, how long did y'all play before that happened?
Oh, man, look at that.
Pow, pow, pow.
I'll take 1 step back. It's just so he's still within range.
Don't leave me, meat shield.
All right, Dirt.
All right. I'm trying to see if there's any way I can get anybody in sight, but I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
So I could move right about there, and they're in the tent, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, then I am going to do a double movement again. I'm gonna move right there, and I'm gonna have my shield staff readied since it's a reaction.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right, Ruckus. Critical. Is that a crit? Did I see a crit there? Holy moly. Got a crit. And he dies.
I'm gonna yell at the other Durgar and tell him to lay down his weapons, stop attacking the deep gnomes, and if he doesn't, I'm gonna kill him just like I did his friend.
Who went out like a bitch.
Yeah, on his knees. Can I make a intimidation check with advantage? Because I just muck ducked one of his friends.
You can make me an intimidation check.
All right.
What is he gonna do? He needs to do a charisma check too. And he will hesitate for a moment, seeing that his friend is down. But they've stolen our value, a gemstone that belongs to us. They must pay for it. And he swings his war pick again. In rage.
Wait, was that all my attacks? 1, 2.
I don't know.
It was.
He hits the deep gnome again, and he kills one of them. Knocks its head right off, yelling, "For!" Now what you gonna do about it, surface scum?
Did it really take his head clean off?
Killed him.
We can fix that.
Duct tape with them.
But wait, Varus is coming. Wait, everyone, wait. Run, Varus, run. Alright.
No.
Yep. There's a tent before you. You know there's action on the other side. Unfortunately, you cannot see anything that's happening.
I cannot see anything.
Nope. From where you're at. Maybe perception check. Oh, yeah, maybe that. Because could be openings. Because I let Ruckus kind of cut the slit. Yeah, you can see kind of through what's happening on the other side. There's some openings, just enough to see the Durgar just smashed and killed one of the deep gnomes in front of you.
Ooh, okay.
And the head kind of rolled and bounced at your feet.
I'm gonna throw away that.
The head?
Well, don't you have to be within 10 feet?
15 feet.
15? Alrighty. You hit him.
That was a nice roll.
This one will try to flee, and he sees you, and then then he ducks, and he starts to run this way, and y'all will see him kind of run, and he basically starts to run off, and then out of y'all's sight as he runs through a tent. Hondo.
Did he really take the dude's head off?
Yes.
Okay. I can't bring that back, so. I'll try one. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, awesome.
Oh.
And then I will
Just
move
a bit
up.
outside.
And that's number 1, so.
He wants to play, I see. Lucky hit.
And that is me.
You hit like a girl. Dead joke.
Please. That was a good and solid hit.
You hit like a
Tentacle. I'll take a step forward and back, and then use the rapier.
Yep. Little Zorro maneuver. Gotta hit, folks. Gotta do it. It's gonna be close. You bastard! And he
Nice.
falls to the ground. Dead.
Is there any chance we can save any of those deep gnomes?
Well, there's one
Wait.
still. There's one running around. He just kind of ran out of the way. I mean, he's not dead. The other one, no, the other one's dead.
You want to do?
There's one here.
My guys are gonna.
Plus, your guy
come
knows
up.
he saw something in a
Yeah,
tent.
and he's gonna tell me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, one more of those guys ran into this tent over here.
That's right. And
You want to do spare the dying on one of these Duergar to see if we can get info out of them?
Let's save that, and maybe we can. We'll talk to the one guy first, and then
Alright.
if he's not willing, maybe we can, good faith, save one of his friends.
I think that's a minute. Like I think outside a minute, I don't think I can do it. So.
Oh, and probably just do it.
what do you
Probably
Spare
want
the
to do?
one
dying
still has his head.
on the Duergar. I have to do it on the Duergar.
What do you want to do?
Well, if I do spare the dying on him, so we can try and get information out of him.
We'll take his war picks.
Yeah, so tie him up real quick, and I'll spare the dying, bring him back.
Okay. I guess apparently you want to do that. He is. I guess what does that? Oh shit! What's that do on regular creatures? Spare the dying.
Stabilizes.
Okay, yeah. So he stabilizes them, but he's not awake.
Okay.
You have to
Let me
actually
double-
heal him.
I thought mine brought him back to 1.
Oh, do you have ability?
I got to double check because it's been a while since I've.
Yeah. Here, let's
Let's do
see.
it.
The healer kit you can.
You can healer kit if you stabilize a dying creature that also gains a hit point.
Okay, I'll burn a slot other than that for it.
Yeah, so you don't have to do spare the dying. Then you can
Yeah,
when you
I'll
use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature. That creature. Okay, so all right. So apparently
Alright.
you can take care of the wounds that that Banjo just inflicted upon him, that killed him.
Yeah. So if we're gonna just try and figure out what's going on, Ruckus, you can talk to the gnome, maybe with Dirty, and I can talk to the Duergar with Banjo and Varus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get that one guy to come out on his own accord. Just let him know we took care of the threat and saved one of his friends that could be saved.
Well, yeah, you basically pull into you look around and you will see that even though he thinks he's hiding well, his like foot is sticking out. It reminds you of Forrest.
So the
Yeah.
foot's blue?
It's hiding in plain sight. And he goes, "Are you sure? Why you lied to me? They were trying to kill us. They broke the truce."
Who broke the trust?
He says they broke the truce.
Says our smart guy.
Mhm.
He says, "What?"
Well, nobody else is saying it.
I don't know why. Not fair. They're trying to smash into our warehouse, and I believe they've got Yantha, our Coax Rock. He's one of our mages. They've captured him and taken him to their warehouse on the other side of the city. But they broke the peace, not us. And so he basically points from where he's at. He points basically that way when he says that they're trying to smash into their warehouse. You don't know what that means by that. But then they talk about he points that way. The dirt. I say, okay. So he says they smashed their warehouse. He points that way for the mage that they took. They took a several mage, and he points that way some way when he talks about they're trying to smash into our warehouse. Basically, it's some ramblings and rumblings and all that. Basically, there's some type of battle going on between the two groups, and there was some type of truce, and it's now broken, and they've taken one of the Deep Gnome's mages, apparently is one of the, basically, in charge of the Deep Gnomes down here, and they've captured him and taken him to their warehouse, and they're trying to smash the Deep Gnome's warehouse, which is the other side of town. And that's all
like
he
a
knows.
turf war going.
Yes, could be.
Well, let's see what this guy has to say.
And he is definitely, his eyes kind of, he's got one eye that kind of looks off to the side a little, and he's got a little lisp to him, and he, it doesn't. I really wish they'd concern me with it. I've got my own duties to worry about. And he basically kind of picking himself up, and he goes, talk to the other gnomes. I've got other things to worry about. And he basically kind of, shambling up a little bit, looking on the ground, trying to see if he finds anything kind of interest, and continue on with my work. And he just you kind of see him. He walks past you, Ruckus, but he's, looking around at some of the stuff on the ground. This place is a holy wreck, been torn apart, stalls been broken, turned over. And you don't care to me give you more of the map so you can kind of see. All right. What else? Hondo, you've got a Durgar that's stabilized.
Yeah, well, I was going to let Banjo do the talking.
What's going on here, buddy? And I put my sword and I place it just like half an inch into the wound that killed him.
What did you ask him again?
What's going on here, buddy?
Are we going to good cop, bad cop him?
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
You killed him. Because
No.
What's going on? I'm sitting there dying, you fool.
Why are you chasing these deep gnomes here?
They stole a valuable gemstone that belongs to one of our merchants and refused to return it, so they must pay. Filthy vermin.
Did you guys kidnap a mage?
I don't know what you're talking about. If we did, he deserved it. It's their fault anyway for all the bad luck we've had lately.
What kind of luck?
Just bad. Bad like you. See, I'm dead. It's kind of bad we're talking about.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, and so Ruckus, the Deep Gnome next to you, will look at it and goes there. He does. Just let him. Yeah, he's not worth it and all that. He goes. He introduces. My name's Pebbles. Get me to the Zentarm's enclave, and maybe we figure this all out. There's more information to be discussed about this Durgar attack on the rest of my Deep Gnome brethren. But if you
Do
get
you
me
know
there,
if
we can figure out what's going on.
Was the gemstone actually stolen?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Okay.
Probably, if they say so, it probably was. But who knows? I got other things to worry about, but we need to get to the enclave before it gets worse.
Okay. I agree with that. Let's take this other guy with us, so maybe we can get to the bottom of it with him. So.
Well, Varys's guys are good at carrying things. Why don't we have them carry him?
Yeah, I think he can walk. He's not the one I took his legs out.
Oh, okay. That sounds good to me then.
All right, so we're going to show a little bit more of the deal, and we're going to hold right there for the night.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, so you're going to see, there's another lake. Actually, Dirtless would have seen it. It is actually to the south. And there's some more buildings off and more fungi and rows of looks like, rows of fungi stalks and plants and all that you kind of see to what's the south on this map, to the east, whatever. And then you've got definitely those, like the trench line is over here, and there's more buildings across from what you can see. And Pebbles points to, from where he's at, he says the Zentarum, and the Zentarum will tell you, and they point Banjo, they confirm that the Zentarum encampment is on this side, other side of the bridge line, and continue on that way. But they're looking, and Banjo, you will recognize from them that they not liking what they're seeing. Something's wrong here. Go figure.
Clearly. Yeah.
All right, we will hold there, folks. Thanks, Dirt. I see you, Dirt. So for our session, we'll be back next Thursday with the guys as always. We will not be streaming Saturday night. Hopefully Moondog get his stuff together, but he was going to run a session for the ladies. I don't believe he's going to be streaming it though. So we won't be running a session until Monday night. And actually, I'm sorry, Tuesday night. I'm actually off Monday too. I've got a business dinner I got to run. So we got a few nights off here. So we'll be dark for a few nights. We appreciate it, everybody. Stay tuned. Check into the Discord channel. Dirtless, how did you enjoyed the Savage Worlds game last night, right? Did he leave us already?
I think he's already
left us. He played. Yeah, they played last night. East Texas University, and thanks, Windsor. We're going to start running that. I think that's going to be a more longer session. It's going to be running on Wednesday nights, and then I'll get Deadlands going later on in the toward the holidays. All right, so we're going to sign off. We'll see everybody. Any questions? Post them in Discord. Guys, be good. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see y'all next Thursday. All right.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
Guys.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks for the game.
Oh, man. All right. Hold off there. Oops. So, anybody is still hanging out? If anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. I know, Alpha, you had asked a few things. Windsor, I appreciate you stepping in. A friend that a local neighbor, has his own channel. We're going to start posting some updates when he streams. He's going to be starting a D&D game on his channel here soon when he gets himself some players put together. Yes, and Savage Worlds is fun. We've been meaning to bring it, get some cowboy wrestling going on with Deadlands, and having that. I've been wanting to run it for a while, but I've had to get a couple of these sessions. We've got to get them over, so the module's done, and then I can make some programming changes, and then I can hopefully get my miniature painting going back on too. I was doing that on Sundays, but I just can't get it. I've got too many sessions. 4 nights a week is already enough. So, but Corey will be running Wednesday night Savage Worlds coming up here, and then I will start pulling a session of it sometime toward the holidays, and we'll be making probably another programming change. We're going to go to a full cam game. I'm going to put together some other Twitch streamers that maybe have not played D&D. I don't know yet, or like we've talked to a few others that maybe want to play. Still kind of in the air on what we're going to do there. But I want to get we need to get some new viewers into the channel, some new players into some games so other people can play. So I'm trying to figure out if maybe I'll rotate some one-shots for a while, or maybe some of the layer assault games that I've got. I've bought most of those modules, stuff like that. So we'll see. But anybody's got questions or comments, please post them. Join the Discord server and hop into the lobby. And say hi, ask away for how to get involved. I think Alpha, you were asking about how to get involved. Being a part, helping out here, there's really, once I can get these midweek sessions done and completed, then we're going, like I said, open up a game somehow, some way to subscribers and then other participants in the channel so they can play and be a part of the community. That's the best way to do it, I think. Instead of just saying, hold on, but we'll actually do it. Plus, I want to get another DM or two that's going to stream on the channel throughout the week, because I can't continue to do 4 or 5 sessions a week. It's killing me. I like it, but it's killing me. My wife would like to see me every now and then too. Anyway, we'll hold there. I appreciate it. We will, like I said, we're dark until Tuesday. Unfortunately, some stuff has come into play that I need to take care of this weekend and Monday night with my business partners. And so we will take care of that, and we'll be back Tuesday night with the Death Dealers and get them ever so closer to finishing Princes of the Apocalypse. They're right there. They've just got 2 more tasks to complete, and then they will be done. They won't like it, but they will be done. So, all right, folks, we appreciate it. Y'all be good. Thanks for watching as always. Take care. Be safe.